I think that an agenda has to be developed first. And we always wonder what that agenda is. I heard it said once very eloquently, you know, that we're saying Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. But we have to make sure that we're not saying Black Deaths Matter, because it seems like the only time that we get charged up and motivated to get out there is after an African American is killed by the hands of, police or someone else. And then we start shouting Black Lives Matter, but, we might be saying Black Deaths Matter instead. And so I don't really know what organizing in terms of social justice will look like in the future. I don't know if the protests and the marches get the type of results that we would like. But I think that in terms of organizing, I think the African American community in particular, if the impact that it wants to make is through the government, I think we have to do more in terms of getting lobbyists on our side to push our agenda. I think a lot of communities have lobbyists that they're able to use to get their issues at political tables where change can happen. And so if we have the resources and we leverage those resources and we're lobbying for change, I think we'll be much more effective that way. Because protesting and marching, it's a very symbolic gesture and very important gesture. But as we've seen with all protests, they had an agenda. And more importantly, I think the majority of protests work when you started hitting people financially. So you look at Martin Luther King's bus boycott, the Montgomery bus boycott, that was hitting people financially. You look at the sanitation strike, the sanitation worker strike in Memphis, that hit people financially. You look at the pocket strike out in Chicago when they were giving unfair lending practices to Black people, that hit people financially. And so I think until Black America can organize some sort of financial recourse for the injustices that are committed against them, and then organizing is going to look much like what it looks like today on social media.